The purpose of this video is to overview Job 1. You'll begin Job Simulation 1 by opening your packet that came with your textbook. Within that packet, you should have a simulation manual, a card box, and several other resources. After reviewing pages 1 through 16, you will begin Job 1. Looking at page 17 of your manual, you will notice that you need the following supplies: your file box, 5 1/5 cut first position pre-printed guides, ARS, T&U, cards number 1 through 18, 7 blank cross-reference cards, report sheet 1, and something to write with. You'll notice your guides should come from your envelope labeled Supplies 1 envelope. Your cards should come from Forms Pad 1, and your blank cross-reference card should come from Forms Pad 2. Once you have put your file box together, make sure that cards 1 through 18 are separated individually. Make sure you keep them in numeric order as we work through each card. Following the instructions on the bottom of page 17, number 1 and 2, you will notice that these cards will be used in future jobs. Therefore, it's important that you update your file after completing a job with the correct answer to ensure that you do not get something wrong in subsequent jobs. We'll begin by working with cards 1 through 9, which are listed on the top of page 18. Number 4A says to code the name shown in the first line of the address on each printed card. You have to have read Chapter 3 in full in order to understand these instructions. In order to code these units, you will place a diagonal between each unit, underline the key unit, which is the surname or the last name, and then number all remaining units. If a card should have a cross-reference created, you would place an X beside of that name on the original card. You will prepare all necessary cross-references as you code the names required in the reference. Starting with card number 1, the name Richard Anderson. The surname is Anderson. The next name would be Richard. So to code this, you would separate Richard and Anderson with a diagonal. You would underline Anderson. You would place a 2 above the name Richard. Card number 2, this is a business name, therefore it is indexed as written. All is your key unit. About you would be subsequent second and third units. Card number 3 would follow the same as card 1. Card number 4 would require a cross-reference because this is a hyphenated surname. Taylor Anderson would be underlined as the key unit. It's important to note that Taylor and Anderson are not two separate units. There is a rule covered in Chapter 3 that states all punctuation is ignored. Therefore, if you ignore the hyphen, Taylor Anderson becomes one unit. The second unit would be Jennifer. If someone trying to locate this file maybe was mistaken that Jennifer Taylor Anderson was Jennifer as a first name, Taylor as a middle name, and Anderson as a last name, they may go to the A in the file. If this were the case, they should locate a cross-reference. cross-reference, therefore, would be written as Anderson, Taylor, Jennifer, with Anderson as the key unit. In all cross-references, you will always refer the filer back to the original file. Therefore, it would say C. Taylor Anderson as one unit and Jennifer. Card number 5 is a cross-reference for a business acronym. SODA, S-O-D-A, is the key unit, followed by Inc. for Incorporated. Because SODA stands for Stock on a Dime Asset, a cross-reference would be created for this card. Card number 6 is a hyphenated surname. The same rule applies as did with Jennifer Taylor Anderson. J.R. Anderson, note the spelling Anderson here is with an S-E-N, so do not make a mistake when filing this name. Card 8, RV Park and Store, its index is written. And card 9, Ahmad Rostamian, requires a cross-reference because it is an unusual name. Page 19 of your student manual tells us that after we have coded the names and prepared the cross-references, you will sort them into piles. Sort them into piles by the alphabet, so you should have 5 total piles. Any card that would be filed with the A's would go in the A pile. Cards with R's in the R pile, and so on. Be sure to file the original and cross-reference cards in alphabetic order behind the pre-printed guide. Try to do this before looking at the key. Once you have completed your filing, compare your answer to what is on the screen. This is also the same answer that is on number 8 on page 19 of your student manual. From here, you will continue to follow directions 9 through 15 to complete the remaining jobs. Card number 10, David A. Russell. Russell would be the surname. Card 11, Ray Solanti. This is a cross-reference for an unusual name. That's My Baby Photography. That is the key unit, followed by My Baby Photography. Card 13, Taylor and Unrai Brokerage. A cross-reference would be needed for this compound business name. Nancy Russell Anderson would follow the same rules as for card 4 and card 6. Timothy Taylor, the unit would be Taylor. Randy's Restaurant would be indexed as written, so Randy's would be your key unit. Shanna Acoba would be your key unit. Stash the Cash Savings Company, Stash the Cash would be your key unit because the punctuation would be ignored. Once you've made it through cards 1 through 18, verify that you have the cross-references listed on the screen. Card 4, Card 5, Card 6, and Card 9 were already given. From cards 10 through 18, you should have created 3 additional cross-references. Card 11, Card 13, and Card 14. Take the cards 1 through 18 and put them in order based on the 2 units. When you have completed your final report, it should look like this. You can pause this video if you need to view this report sheet for a longer time. The report sheet for all jobs are available here on Moodle. Job 1 is the only job in which I provide you the final answer. If you have any questions or trouble completing a job, you are welcome to set up an appointment with me, and I'll be glad to meet with you to discuss your questions. Once you have completed a job and written your answers on the report sheet, you are ready to access MindTap to submit your final answer to me. Once you've accessed MindTap, click Chapter 3 in the Unit View. Select Job Simulation Job 1 Report Sheet. Click Start Assignment Now. You will complete the answer, listing only the card numbers that were identified. As you are completing a job, you are allowed to check your work as you progress. For Job 1, you have unlimited access to the job until you get a 100. For all future jobs, you have 5 chances to click Check My Work, but only 1 time to attempt the job. I highly recommend you use this function to see how you're doing. For example, when I click Check My Work here, I see that all of my answers are correct. Suppose I had left off a card number. In that case, it would show it with a red X to let me know that I have an error here. Using Check My Work can significantly improve your overall score. Once you have used all of your Check My Work answers or have completed all of the assignments correctly, you're ready to submit. Once you have accessed the job, you cannot get back into that job because you have 1 attempt to complete it. Therefore, it's extremely important that you access the job only when you have completed the job and are inputting your final answer. Remember, the simulation report sheets for each job are here. Before completing a job, you may want to print multiple copies in order to use these as your rough drafts. By clicking Submit Assignment and clicking Submit here, you are submitting the assignment to me. Your score will automatically display.